to second the resolution, and if I can ask Craig Lundy to make his way to the platform.
So I'd like to start by cautioning you that what I'm about to say might sound a bit Pollyanna, but to reassure you that it's based on reasoned analysis of what I know is going on in the background about certain groups of Business for Scotland, Bill Dale, Bill Mills, and what I know of the process in Ireland. So, and I know I don't have to sell you on this because the First Minister has very generously done the job for me. So I'll try to give you an idea of where I think this is going over the next few months. With the cooperation of the Greens, and maybe even a few other MSPs that will let their democratic tendencies get the better of them, the Scottish Parliament can draw on the experience built up in Ireland and best practice from the rest of the world to impanel an assembly before the summer recess. All the while, the rhetoric coming from our opponents will become increasingly fevered and desperate because they'll have Googled citizens' assemblies and they'll have realised that the writing is on the wall. Because once that assembly begins to meet, they will know as well as we do that they are going to decide that a new referendum is necessary in these circumstances. And then they are going to start to construct that vision of what sort of Scotland that referendum should propose. They'll almost certainly decide that we'll need a written constitution, and if the Scottish Parliament has empowered them to do so, they'll probably just crack on and get started with it. If it is given the power to do so, it is exactly the sort of body that will simply grow feet and legs. It might even begin to evolve into a functional second chamber. The Assembly can look at all the issues we might be a little hesitant to look at. What sort of currency arrangements do we want? What sort of relationship with the EU do we want? And any vision that the Assembly comes up with will be a vision that the electorate will have a sense of ownership over. We won't have to try to sell them. They'll be buying. I don't think that it is in the least bit unreasonable to suggest that IndyRef 2 might hit that 66% mark that Section 8 repeal did in Ireland. Just watch what happens over the next few weeks. The more they realise that we are genuinely going to run a full-scale citizens' assembly, like they did in Ireland, that will empower the sovereign people of Scotland through the ordinary folk that are randomly chosen to represent them, the more desperate and frantic the rhetoric will become. Because the people of Scotland are fed up being told what they think by a government in Westminster that they didn't elect and that is riding roughshod over their clearly expressed will in the Brexit referendum. When push comes to shove, I am convinced that the people of Scotland will weigh up the massive cost of remaining in the UK against the minor inconvenience of choosing independence, and they will choose Scotland.
Thank you, Chris. I have a card in from Craig Lundy to remit the resolution back. I need a seconder from the floor to allow us to hear from Craig.